This is not real life.
Every fall, millions of mullet flush out from the rivers and estuaries along the southeast seaboard and begin a migration south called the Mullet Run. Their final destination is the offshore waters near the Florida Keys, where they will go to spawn. But during that time where they migrate down the coast, absolute chaos follows them. And over the next few days, we're going to try our best to follow that chaos. All of the fishing we're going to be doing revolves around finding the mullet. They move in these giant pods from north to south down the beach, and the game fish follow. But that doesn't mean there's always going to be bait at each beach, or let alone tarpon and snook and sharks eating the mullet that are there. So a big part of all of this is just driving from spot to spot until we find the right school of bait. Finally, after hopping around for hours, we have found the right beach. There's mullet, and there's birds working the schools, and beneath them, hopefully big, hungry fish.
First tarpon blow up right here, right in the break, right behind me. Come on now. Boom! Oh, come on! Literally, sight cast of about an 80-pounder. Hooked, jumped. Man, I can't believe that first cast on the tarpon I saw. Oh my goodness. Yeah, baby, that's a good sign. It's a good sign that my color is right. I can't believe that just happened. Jumped like a friggin' 80-pounder right there in the surf. I've drove already today probably 60 plus miles. I just saw one right there. Big eat right there, like giant eat. Big tarpon, holy freaking cow, guys. We might be in for the sickness right here. This saw a really big eat right here, but then saw giant tarpon roll out to my right. It's really slowly gonna let this get down. Tide is ripping out, but tarpon are pushing towards the shore. That's where the mullet are. So we're gonna reel this like crazy, crazy slow. Like it's a mullet trying to fight his way into the current. I've seen more tarpon here in this little section than I've seen all day. Saw one real big one, the rest of them have been like, probably like mid-sized, there's like 40-pounders maybe. I'd be happy with that right now. Oh, sweet mama. Come on, I'm right in that. That is getting wet. Good thing this is a toadfish dry bag that you use code LAWSON15 and get 15% off your purchase on the link below. Great. There's a ton of tarpon on this point if you guys want to come over here and throw. Like, don't feel like you're crowding me or anything like that. Yeah, you're totally good.
I invited the two young guys to come over and fish the point with me because the action was too good not to share. One of them hooked up pretty quickly, but after about a minute or so, we realized it was most likely not a tarpon because it never jumped. About 5 or so minutes after he released that jack, a storm was upon us.
So a wall of darkness is coming towards me right now. Also lost my voice. I don't know what to do. I'm a little, not gonna lie, a little gun shy after getting stuck in that electrical storm of the Everglades. It's dramatic.
Today is the perfect example of why the mullet run can be the most amazing thing you've ever witnessed in your life and simultaneously be one of the most frustrating things you've ever experienced. I rolled up to the beach and there was mullet churning at the surface, and slowly things were starting to rise with the sun. Mullet began to swirl, tarpon began to show, and all of a sudden, it's like all hell broke loose.
Oh, dude. This is some of the most insane stuff I've ever seen. I've seen them get closer. They're just like 20 yards out of range. What's up, Paul?
No luck yet?
Nothing yet.
Nice swim bait.
All right, Paul is trying to snag a live mullet. I have just tied on a big giant bucktail jig because truthfully, this is just the largest profile bait that I have. I'm just gonna try to throw something bigger than the mullet, something that sticks out entirely different. Come on. Come on. Come on. I know. Dude. What? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people fishing in a 50-yard radius right here, and there's tarpon blowing up every 5 seconds, and everyone except for me is using live bait, and none of us can get even a bit.
5 different guys around me fished live bait the entire morning without a single bite while I hucked lures. That's one of the beautiful curses of the mullet run. These fish have so much to eat in front of them that it's truly like finding a needle in a haystack, just hoping your lure or bait gets hit. I fished deep into the morning until the waves and chop finally started to pick up and the tarpon and mullet vanished.
Way she goes, boys. I mean, just a unfreaking believable amount of fish this morning, and then a single person hooked one. That's tarpon fishing in the mullet run for you. Big giant storm built behind me, so we're gonna get back to the car. This has been a very, very frustrating morning.
After 3 long days of walking up and down the beach and driving all over, I decided it was time to bust out the Gheenoe and go chase some fish from the river. After about an hour-long drive first thing in the morning, we were finally at our destination. The storm was looming offshore, but we should be just fine.
Crazy morning. Storm south of me, storm off the coast from me. It's just been plagued by them lately, but we're gonna try our best to experience some inshore mullet run glory here. All right, the mullet are starting to pop up, get a little skittish. I've seen a couple blow-ups now. We're just gonna work a topwater up to these fish. There is a outflow pipe right here of water draining out from the mangroves. I don't know if topwater is necessarily gonna be okay, I was about to say I don't know if topwater is necessarily gonna be the move, but that works. I think it's just a small snook. Yeah, all right. Just a little guy. But first fish of the morning, just a 14-inch snook. Send Buddy on his way, see if he's got a big sister sitting up there. Whew, I didn't get him. Wow. That sounded like a trout to me. Freaking sunk my battleship. That's gotta be a trout. Oh, dumped them. It's a decent sized snook. I'm going total stealth mode. From some of the eats that I've been seeing, there are clearly some big fish in here. So I'm just gonna move super duper slow, fish really methodically. Sorry. My line just broke like in the middle of my rod. That is depressing. Oh, I got the line, reeled really slowly. I can see the fish. If I'm able to get this fish hand lined, oh my gosh, this is not real life right now. I don't know why my line broke in the middle of. I'm gonna step on my line in the bottom. This is not real life. It's a big fish. This is such a... What is my life? What is my life? It's like literally might be a slot-sized fish that I just hooked, broke off on the hook set, and hand lined in by snagging the line. I'll be honest, that's what I was trying to do when I threw it back up in there. I was trying to see if I could snag the line. What world do we live in that just happened? That is not real life right now. That is preposterous. It's way bigger of a fish than I thought it was too. I thought it was like a freaking 22-incher. It might be a slot. That was the most ridiculous catch of my entire life right there. 29-inch snook. That is a slot. And believe it or not, a mosquito just flew into my mouth. I'm gonna bring this guy home. I've not kept a snook in about 15 years. And I got off the phone with my wife this morning, and my son, who's 4 years old, was on the phone. And he goes, Dad, what are you fishing? I go, snook. He goes, can you eat that? And I go, I mean, technically, yeah, we can. If I catch a slot-sized snook, I'll bring it home to eat it. So I'm gonna keep my word to my son and bring home a snook to my wife and kids. Look at all, I'm just like breathing in mosquitoes. Never mind. I think I'm just gonna go tie a cinder block to my leg and leap directly into the river. I'll catch you guys later. I take back that snook was not destined to be eaten. He was destined to swim free. He had 3 different chances: when I broke off, when I was fighting him, and then when he flipped off the boat. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'll be honest. There's like 7,000 mosquitoes on me right now. That's not what the problem was. I'm not like totally feeling all together today. I don't really know why. I have not since I woke up this morning at 4 a.m. I just not feeling mentally all there, clearly. But we persevere. Just gotta catch another one. If we catch another slot snook, he's coming home. There's a fish. It's not a very big fish, but at least I don't think it is. Second time landed, literally reeled down another fish on. I have a feeling it's going to be a barracuda. No, I don't even know what this is. Oh my gosh, there's a mega mangrove snapper. Little consolation prize right there. Probably about a 13-inch mangrove snapper, super fat one on that swim bait. More like too close to my boat. Hey yo. Big snook right here. He's moving pretty fast, so who knows if he'll eat, but I mean, he was freaking cooking. Oh. I think that's a really big tarpon right there. I see the tarpon right here. Holy freaking cow. This is a giant. This is a giant. I mean, literally 100+ pounder. Maybe 150 pounder. Maybe bigger than 150 pounds. Go eat that mullet, please. I mean, we are gonna be in for a freaking South Florida sleigh ride if this thing eats. I mean, the thing might weigh as much as my Gheenoe does. That's one of the biggest tarpon I've seen in a long time. Skiff, but I mean, that was a 150+ pound fish. Being facetious about it weighing more than the Gheenoe, but holy crap. Damn. My mullet's so far out there. That's it. He just blew that mullet into my boat. That really wasn't that huge of a jacker ball, but that I don't know. Hey, it's one of the cool parts about having the low Gheenoe, right? Hello. I have your mullet.
Unfortunately, with a live well full of mullet, the battery in my Gheenoe was dying, or I began to have trolling motor problems, and my trolling motor wouldn't move me even in this 5 mile per hour wind. So, afraid that my battery was going to die, I shut off the live well and barely used the trolling motor and was just stuck drifting kind of aimlessly around the river, just pleading, hoping that something would find my mullet or I would run into a fish. And after a couple hours of no bites, I decided to pack things up and head home.
Okay.
Officially give up.
Although the past 4 days hadn't gone exactly how I'd planned, we still caught a decent snook in a ridiculous way, saw some giant tarpon, hooked a giant, but there's still lots of mullet run action to be had in the next few weeks, and hopefully that giant tarpon is still out there waiting for us.